to all the staff from Speakers Institute. You guys have been really supportive and really, really lovely and encouraging. But to everybody else, for all of your honesty and your courage for stepping up here and just giving all, because I've learned so much from every single one of you, and it's just been really, really good.
I just wanted to say, being out of the workforce for 6 years, looking after little kids, and this is the first course I've ever done, and it was astounding. It blew my mind. It was beyond my expectations. And thank you, Kate, for the feedback today. That was brilliant, and it's given me the confidence to back myself, because I didn't have that before. Because, you know, when you leave for a while and you come back, it's all a bit dodgy. So thank you.
Sam, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That has been absolutely awesome. I've learned a hell of a lot today, and I really feel like we're all improving. So thank you so much. It's been really awesome.
I wish everyone all the best on the course. I think it was a wonderful course. And Sam, you've created an amazing business, but I also want to congratulate the people you've got working underneath you, because it wouldn't be that great if you didn't have all this wonderful resource. And I congratulate them for supporting you. It's excellent.
I'd actually just like to thank Sam and the team so much for everything you've done, but I'd really like to thank everybody else. I have learnt so much from all of you. It's just been so exhilarating. I'm so excited for each and every one of you, because it's just the growth in such a short space of time has been phenomenal. So thank you all very, very much.
So I want to say, look, I've forever been doing courses and programs. I've probably spent over $350,000 in my life. This was worth every cent. I'm very, very impressed with the level of knowledge of the coaches. And they just kept offering gold nugget after gold nugget. Definitely was worth every minute as well. So thanks.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say my work relies on face-to-face workshops, speaking at conferences around the world. So investing in this course is really about looking to the future. So it's really an investment in the long term. It's been a really, really professionally put together course. So commendations all round to all of you.
From the age of 9 years old, I have been fascinated with success. The day I left school, I could not read, spell or write. I had no idea what I wanted to be or could be. All I did know was I had a burning desire to create success. I just didn't know where to start or how to achieve it. My only option was to get a job at McDonald's. For 18 years, my desired success mission was to own my own McDonald's stores. For me to achieve this, I needed to be an outstanding performer and create wealth of over $1 million, debt-free. I achieved my desired success mission 3 years ago. I currently own 2 McDonald's stores that produce over $8 million in revenue per annum. For many years, I have had a deep sense that my story, message and knowledge was meant to be heard by more than just the people within my life. I knew I had to find the right person to help me achieve this mission. Sam showed me the power of stories, the ability to be more vulnerable, and most of all, how to systemize 20 years of leadership, business, and success knowledge. If you have a story, message, or knowledge that you want to share and add value to people, Sam is your man.
Hey guys, Sam Cawthorne here, CEO and founder of Speakers TV. Lean in where you can, give us any level of feedback, and we are really excited about your success. And don't forget, the best is yet to come.
Your time has come, and this is the moment you've been waiting for. Speakers TV is here, and this is the platform for inspiring voices and empowering messages. This is the first time. The best speakers and influencers sharing their knowledge and advice to the world free. Learn, upskill, and grow. Speakers TV. Inspiring voices, empowering messages.
I want to ask you all, how many of you all crave a strong, deep and nourishing connection with your child? I'm here because I want to improve my speaking skills, get more stage presence and even more self-love, because I hated talking or being in the world. The boot camp has also given me immense clarity on what I want to do in life. Because you know what? We aren't getting feedback from our kids on our parenting skills. We're taking feedback from clients, customers. But what about our kids? Are you getting feedback from them? They are parenting based on themselves. I know best. I am the parent. That doesn't work. That's what leads to an attachment breakdown.
You were really moving me then, and you really also convicted me as well. You spoke to me, and I thank you for that. I can see you going on a TED stage in 12 months' time.
Welcome to Speakers TV. My name is Sam Cawthorne, CEO and founder of both Speakers Institute, Speakers Tribe, as well as also here Speakers TV. And my mission is to give you some of the best speakers in the world. And so we've actually searched all around the world, finding out what are the latest trends, who are the latest influencers, and bring them to you live in this episode. So here on Tuesday, wherever you are in the world, we wanted to thank you for tuning in, and please lean in where you can, write down notes, because I'm the reason why you've tuned in to today's episode here on this amazing Tuesday, wherever you are in the world. And certainly we believe that the best is yet to come.
Our next speaker is a consultant and a coach of Ovation Speakers Bureau. She started her career as a consultant at Flight Centre back in New Zealand and was recognised for the youngest area leader in her country. Whilst touring the UK, she was recruited by Ovations and started in 2007. Today she spends her time finding and booking speakers for her clients. She's got a unique insight as to what her clients need and are looking for the future in speakers. So you're going to want to listen to what it is she has to say today. Ladies and gents, please welcome to the stage Sharmila Nahna.
Now, I did not realise my face was going to be that big when I put together my slides, so I'm going to move that one right along. Because I believe now is a good time. Now is a good time to be in the speaking industry. And as you just heard, I'm a bureau consultant with Ovation Speakers Bureau. What you haven't been told, however, I am a gigantic, self-confessed speaker nerd. You will very rarely find me on a stage like this, where you usually find me right down the back of the conference room, watching speakers and feverishly taking a lot of notes. After 13 years in the game, I still take notes every time I see a speaker present. There's a lot to love about the speaking industry, but what I love the most are the people in it, which is lucky because my entire job usually revolves around them. My job also means that I spend a lot of time meeting with, talking to clients and speakers, many hours on my laptop, researching, watching speaker demo videos, reading bios, pulling together client proposals and contracts. And occasionally I get sidetracked and buy shoes on the Iconic, because I'm a bureau consultant, but you know, I'm a human too, okay? So why is it a good time? The world is moving fast. The world feels like it's gone a little bit crazy right now, but it's still a good time, and it's a good time to get started. Today I'm here for you though, so I want to get a gauge on how the room is feeling, and I'm going to ask you to make a little bit of noise for me. Could you please, just make noise randomly, yes? Are you alive? Are you still alive? Oh my goodness, thank you. Feel free to stand up, but I would love you to clap if you know what a Speakers Bureau does. Oh, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. Could you please give me a clap if you've ever been booked by a bureau for a paid speaking engagement? A little bit quieter. I'm glad I'm here. And please, honest audience, give me a big clap. Absolutely no idea. No idea what a Speakers Bureau does. Be honest. I love a bit of honesty. Okay, great. All right. Well, a speaker I work with, Kamal Sama, recently introduced myself and my colleague Jane to the stage to a room full of speakers, and he said this: you are the gift. You are the agents of change, and you are the gift to the audience. The Speakers Bureau is like the gift wrapping, which I thought was a really fun way to explain the relationship between us. And I work with a wide range of clients looking for all kinds of gifts. Often they don't know which gift they're after. I need to find the gift, recommend it, wrap it up so beautifully and irresistibly, and make it easy for them to buy. And then when they've chosen their gift, I do all the things I need to do to get that gift ready for the stage so you, the speaker, can deliver the gift to the audience. Now is a good time. Let's start with some good news. Start where you are. The good news is it's never been easier to become a speaker. The barriers to entry are low. It's never been a better time to become a speaker. And I'm often asked, how do I get started and when is it a good time to start? Because the business of speaking is a beautiful business model. You get to do what you love, create an income, be your own boss, travel the world, and meet fascinating people along the way. So people are always interested, how do I get started and when is a good time to start? When is it a good time to start? The answer is right now, if you haven't started already. Right now. Starting where you are can often feel a bit clunky and a bit hard. So it's hard, it's easy to get stuck and feel a little bit overwhelmed. I remember my first day at Ovations 13 years ago. I walked into the office in Balmain and I was so nervous. Looked cool as a cucumber, absolutely packing it on the inside. So I was walking to the office with 0 briefs and 0 clients. It's a bit like when you're a speaker when you're first starting out. And I won't say I had 0 skills. I had a strong selling background and leadership background from my previous roles. But I just arrived in Australia and I had arrived to live here for the first time. And I knew nothing about the speaking and events industry. So what I did when I started was I created a motto, and it was so helpful in my beginning days, and I use it to this very day. So I wanted to share that with you. And that is, simplicity wins. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or you feel like there's a little bit too much on, simplicity wins. I realised when I started at Ovations there were a simple set of systems, there were a simple set of behaviours that if I did consistently well, I knew were going to take me where I needed to go. For example, every day, for many days at Ovations, I would make 50 sales calls a day, 7 an hour, plus all the follow-up work that with a client. What that allowed me to do was get basic event briefs to start practicing. Simplicity wins. So 50 calls a day, every day for a long time. How many emails can you every day? The other way you can get started immediately is to speak at every opportunity. And again, that might sound so basic to you. Simplicity wins. The more you speak, the better you get at it. Speaking at every opportunity is a great way to get seen. There's a really interesting study and a survey that's come out of the US meeting and events industry recently, and there was a number in that survey that really captured my attention. That number was 78%. 78% of people who book speakers will do so if they have already seen you speak or you've been recommended to them. That's a big number, 78%. So it really is a case of speak more to speak more. Our CEO, Leanne, was recently speaking at an event, and there were a lot of newbies in the room, and she had them in mind when she said this. And she said, speak for free before you speak for a fee. Don't be afraid to practice and speak at no charge. And just on Tony's point, there is a really great, and if you don't see virtual audience and practice, so that's a really great, it's virtual speech if you want to have a look at that. So if you are going to speak for free at any time in your speaking career, not only are you going to get better, but there are other mutual wins. And these are things like finding out who is going to be in the room. You're going to do that anyway for your presentation. Who's going to be in the room? Who do I need to speak to when I'm there, and who could I connect with afterwards? Remember, 78%, somebody in that room might go, you're fantastic, I need you for my team or my business. So 78%. If you're going to speak for free, always ask your event manager for a testimonial. A testimonial is a really great way to help you find future clients. Clients want to hear what other clients have had to say about you. The idea with a testimonial is to work your way up to getting them from reputable, recognisable organisations because they carry more weight. For example, you might like a testimonial from Google or from your local high school. So the idea is to get your testimonials from reputable, recognisable brands. Always, if possible, get speaking. Not only is it super helpful to see yourself through the lens of an audience and look at how you're going on stage, if you want to pursue a speaking career, you need video footage. Again, think about that 78%, because if they have not seen you for themselves and somebody's recommended you to them, or they've found you online, bet your bottom dollar the next thing they're looking for is video of you speaking. And down the line, all professional speakers have a smart demo video, a sharp speaker reel. And to create that, you need as much video footage of you speaking on different stages to different audiences that is then spliced together for your marketing for your show reel. So those are two ways to get started. Find your own speaking gigs, or speak at every opportunity and make the most of it. Find your why. And why is it important? When you're first starting out, it can feel really overwhelming. So don't get stuck on the how too much first. First, define your why. Why do you want to speak? Is it for is it for profit? Is it for your profit, for entertainment? Is it to educate? Or as Michelle talked about, is it to create a legacy? Most likely it will be a combination of a few things, but your driving why, and then, because this is like a compass. It's like a navigation tool, or you feel overwhelmed, why? Now, if you're already speaking and you know what your why is, don't be afraid to revisit it. Because I believe your why is a great place to make sure that all your speaker development and all the tools you're doing in your speaking business are aligned. So when you're clear on your why, then you start looking at the how. We've already talked about a couple of ways to get started. But these are the goals that you're going to set for your speaking development and your speaking business. Now, there's a quote that I really love, and it says this: if you do the hard things first, life will be easy. And if you do the easy things first, life will be hard. Very applicable in our industry. I believe it can feel hard and clunky to get started, but if you do the hard things first, it will make your speaking journey easier down the line. There are very few speakers that you see go from 0 to 100. There's a few exceptional people that do that, but most of the speakers have a solid platform. They've worked really basic fundamentals right. So these are things like your presentation skills, your bio, your topics, your marketing, your video. So I believe it's worth investing in yourself, doing the hard work easy, and then you'll have a sustainable speaking career along. Five tips to get you moving. I'm going to start with topics because I get asked about topics all the time. What's the latest topics? What's hottest trends? And I can share with you that there are some enduring trends that we're asked for them year in, year out, day in and day out. Those are things like leadership, change, culture, sales and service. In today's environment, we're being asked for futurists, digital disruption, tech, mental health and resistant ethics, and the environment. And you will find that there are a lot of overarching. So you'll sit under one of the big umbrellas. Really good example, and I'll use leadership is a wide and vast cannot own. It's what you can do is, and this is a zone you want to find and you want to be playing in. So for example, leadership mindsets for a new economy. I just created a specialty area. You know a speaker called Colin James. He's a great educator and a great speaker, and he has a brilliant topic under the banner of it's called followership. Not only what does it take to become a great leader, what do I need to embody in action to inspire people to follow me? How do I inspire followership? Now, that's clever for so many reasons. Again, simplicity wins. Colin has flipped the idea of leadership on its head with followership. It's memorable language, and he now owns a space in leadership that only he can. So I'm going to give you two words, and it relates to your use them in your marketing and in your wins and gain. Why pains? As a speaker, you're to challenge for a client or a new way of when you're writing, clear the pain. You are going to help that client, and then clearly how you new way of your area, your skill or your. So pain's in really great marketing. Elevate. I'm not sure if any of you here haven't your marketing or it's a really great way for you to get clarity. The idea of an elevator pitch is build down who you are, what you do, and how you deliver it in one or two short sentences. So there is a formula that you can use, and it goes like this. I help who your audience to what result you deliver by offering your presentation with your insight and skill. So for example, if I were to use it, I would say, I help clients find and book the right speakers for their event. If I wanted to use the whole formula, I would say, I help clients find and book the right speakers for their event by applying my expertise and making recommendations they can trust. 2 sentences. And an elevator pitch is great. When you meet someone and they ask you who you are and what you do, how great would it be if you could just say in 2 short sentences? And they go, impressive, memorable. 1 to many when you're talking to a group, super helpful. And again, it's something you can use for your pitching or your positioning in your marketing. So that's the elevator pitch. Next, I want to talk about cultivating your credibility consistently. Because I believe if you're starting out, you really want to think about your why and set your intention. And if your intention is to have longevity in the speaking game, cultivate your credibility and start thinking about how you're doing that right now. So I've popped that into 3 buckets for us. So we're going to talk about off stage. We're going to talk about being on stage, and then we're going to talk about online, the online world. Off stage. As the name, all the things you do off stage. Because the truth of it is, as I said before, it's never been easier to become a speaker. Such good news. The bad news is, it's never been easier to become a speaker. Because you and I know in every single space, and ours included, how much noise there is. Your goal is to be able to stand apart and cut through all that noise. You want to be seen as the speaker of substance and the go-to person for your topic or your area of expertise. So off stage, all the things you're doing when you're not on the stage. These include your training, you're working on your presentation skills, the writing of your keynote, your topics, your bio, your video, your website. So many things to cover in offstage, and I just don't today. But offstage also is about the off the stage. How much congruence do you have with how you live your life, what you speak about on stage? When you're off stage, clients and bureau buy one of those. They want you to be professional, to be prepared, be a pleasure to work with, and be accessible to them in the lead up. Plenty of tips I could show you, but here's a really simple example. You get booked for your event. You've gone out, found your own speaking gig, you got a big tick. First thing you do when you arrive at the event is you find the event manager, the event organizer. You say, nice to meet you, wanted to let you know I'm here, I'm prepared. And then you might say something as simple as, while I'm here, my time is your time. So please don't hesitate to let me know if I can help you. Event managers, highly stressed people, you know, do anything you can to be of service. On stage, everything you're doing on stage, your presentation skills, engaging. You're going to be weaving through some of those beautiful stories. You're going to drop in humour if it's appropriate. When you're on stage, I don't want to talk about you being, I want to talk about your audience. Al said, the dots is sitting in their seats thinking, how does this relate in my role? So when you're on the stage, I want you to take a light, shine it on the people in the audience, because they want to connect with your content, and just make it as easy for them to do so as possible. It's so easy, and I was writing this keynote, and I was like, what am I going to say? And you can be, you know, it's like you're an expert in something, or you're in your stuff. You're just in your stuff all day. I work in a little, you know, speakers bureau in my world, doing my speaker bureau thing. that I do. But when you're talking to your audience, you've got to make it all about them. Shine a light on them and think about them always. Area of expertise, your skills or your story you're imparting, make it relevant. So that's when you're on stage. Online, again, is another, people are speaking about it for 60 minutes, half days and full days. I recommend that you reflect who you are on stage, authentically and consistently media. A channel or channels you disclose consistently. And again, if you're in a community, shine a light on them. Ask yourself this question, putting up shareable. You want your online community to comment, you want them to engage, and if at all possible, you'd love them to just so that you can amplify your influence. So that's off stage, on stage, online, thinking about being intentional with your business to be in this world and in this industry. Last, because it's my favourite topic, probably sitting there thinking, hey, lining up to be a speaker, I'm not a salesperson. The truth of the matter is, in this industry, you have to get good at selling yourself. And selling is not a dirty word. Get engaged and get people engaged with you. If you really are not comfortable with the person, think about how can you be of service? How can I help this person get what they want or what they need? How can I be of service? So get in that mindset of yourself. In here we have a young Norbido that we manage. And he is a brilliant, he's just taken something he's good at, he's a magician, and found a niche in the market. So he created a keynote called The Magic of Sales. So what he does is he takes some stories and some case studies, and he drops in a bit of humour, shines a light on the audience, gives them the insight, gives them the tips on how to sell and connect. And then, because he can, because he's a magician, he performs these beautiful illusions throughout the keynote to illustrate his main points. Now, I'm not sharing this story with you because I think I have a room full of budding magicians just waiting to become keynote speakers. I share this with you because there are no rules for getting started. There are no rules for getting started. So don't let anyone or anything stop you. There are no rules for getting started. And speaking of rule breakers, where's Sam Cawthorne? Hey. I don't even know if Sam will remember this because I've known Sam for a long time, and I saw Sam speak for the first time many years ago in a little room at a business breakfast in Sydney. And since then we know Sam has gone on to become an international keynote speaker. Great husband, where's Kate? Can she attest to that? Great husband, great dad. Yeah. An author. And he and his beautiful wife Kate, the founders of the Speakers Institute. And the reason that we're all here in this room together today. Yes. Very good. And I can tell by being here in this room, you've already taken an important step in your speaker journey. That is so exciting to me. Do you know why? Because you're in charge. You get to decide the type of speaker you want to become. You decide. So, I encourage you to grab the rest of this conference, the rest of 2020, make it yours, and I wish you the very best for the future.
That book out now and show to the world how you are making a difference. Hi guys, my name is Sam Cawthorne and I'm a multiple times international best-selling author. I've written 7 books, both self-published and published numerous times by the #1 business publishing house in the world. There is no better time than right now to write your book, but you want to do it properly by getting the right advice from others who have been there and done it successfully. That is why I'm holding a masterclass with my good friend Alexi, who has assisted thousands get their book, learning how to get that book right, people. Masterclass, we will share with you how to write easy in 3 easy. Distribute the book so thousands buy. The rollers will get you locked so you are the rest in your by click into your channel and acknowledge you yourself and ultimate time in online. If you how you Lord create virtual product line, love to help you as well.
To Institute, you guys have been delivering for all of your honesty so much.
And it was beyond me. It's given you
that has been, I've learned a hell of a lot. I feel like we're all improving. So thank you so much. It's been
I wish everyone on the course, and Sam, you've created an amazing business, but the people you've created because it's wonderful and I support it.
Alex and the team, you've done so exciting.
Hey, look, I spent was worth it. Very impressed coaches. Nugget, definitely.
Just wanted to say face-to-face around the world, so investing about, so it's really additionally put to commendations all.
Experience that over time.
Phenomenal, that they follow, and then mentors.
Cool tips to the
perform. Me knew I approach what I'm saying and how to engage the audience.
You know, it's just the amount of information, the support that I've got from everyone, the fear.
What I have imagined.
Absolutely hopeless that you go through is absolutely amazing.
I learned how to training my workshops what on.
Now 14 years old and left school in front of the class. I leave here today, fair.
Back up on stuff.
Powerful, on point, like you're part of it. Can't miss it. This is a total investment.
And if you are considering coming along, the transformation from day to day truly is in. If you're looking to get your message out, I highly recommend going for their boot camp.
Powerful, spectacular.
Incredible.
Awesome. Fantastic. Amazing journey.
You've got to come. You've got to be here.
Try them, honestly. It'll change your...
So that now will go on to live 23. I have been here at this 60 very beautiful people. I can tell you all 60 of them have seen their lives. There are people on stage who have never been on stage and are giving presentations. People like presenters and speakers. So let's understand the difference between this investing and saving. Told me, stop, start investing, stop, investing.
Technology, you are the people, to other advisors, etc., etc.
Anyone, whenever you get an opportunity like this, just grab it with both your hands and connect with Sam Cawthorn and the Speakers Institute.
I've been in the sales profession for the past 25 years, and speaking on a one-to-one basis has always been a very easy thing for me to do. But in recent years, I have started a new business where it is important for me to send my message out to the people out there. But I realized one thing: in order to talk to these people, I should be clear, concise, and provide the kind of certainty to my audience. Now, I never really understood how to do that because it has always been one-to-one. To many, how do I speak to them or speak as professionals? At the end of the day, I need framework. I'm going to go everywhere. So I decided to get myself a coach, someone who will be able to look deep into my message and how I can bring this message out to the masses. So the proximity of this speakers group of how I can position my message idea to bring them who are like the C-levels to need because at this point in time, they find that they are losing their focus. So what I have found is that by having the proximity of these speakers and the coach and the trainer to look into my message, I can confidently go onto the stage and be able to spread this message out to the people I need to talk to. So my encouragement to you is this: find a coach. Be in the proximity of speakers who will be able to help you dig deep into your message so that you can find your clarity and give that certainty to the audience that you want to reach out to.
Celebrity Authority Show. Please welcome your host, Sam Cawthorn.
Well, I'm excited about this one. Here in the studio, we have Alex Allwood. Alex, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Sam.
Alex, you have a book out, Customer Experience is the Brand.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Mum of 2 kids, teenagers, both doing the HSC, even though one is in year 11 and the other one is year 12.
And that's already a full-time job in
That's
itself.
already a full-time job. I have paperwork, kids' paperwork, from the front door all the way through to the back door. So it's a bit chaotic at the moment.
Okay.
I've been married for 20 years. I've known my husband for 30 years.
Okay.
And we work together and we have done for the last 10 years. And we sit next to each other in the office. And we
wow, yeah.
And we have lunch together every day. And even when I drive home of the evening, my husband calls me on the phone just to check in, see how things go.
Sounds like a very close.
Very close, yes, yeah.
And tell me more.
I've been in branch years with some very, very like 7 West Media, Press, and Brookfield model portfolio to smaller brands. And what I do is and it came, a pivotal moment came, or a realisation or an aha moment came a couple of years back that around the power of influence. And, you know, customers and consumers no longer make their decisions solely based upon brand messages. They shifted. And they shifted to putting their trust in their friends and peers. So it's really important for businesses to give their customers a great experience, because that great experience informs that customer's purchasing behaviour now and in the future, and also their friends and peers' purchasing behaviour.
Why do you think it has changed? Because it's a great concept, isn't it? Because, you know, in the past we just sort of saw a brand out there and we think, oh look, that looks good, we now might buy it or whatever. But nowadays, it's so true. We're now looking to our friends and our family to recommend, and for them to say, hey, look, I had a great experience there, buy it from there.
Yes.
Why do you think that is? Is it because we've now got bigger bullshitter meters, or is it more about we trust our friends more than our brand? Tell us more.
I think there's a couple of things that have come into play. I think that we're living in times of high commoditisation. So lots and lots of products all sound the same and look the same.
Yeah.
We're living in a global marketplace, so there's lots of competition. You know, I can shop here locally, or I can shop overseas. I can shop online.
And it's all from your home.
That's exactly right. And everything's digitised now. Whereas we used to see an ad, we used to have a need, we used to go to the shop. And we used to get the product delivered. Now it's a lot more complex. You know, brands have, you know, 15 on average touch points that they go through, or 15 interactions to actually to buy. Customers have to go through a lot of, you know, a lot of process to buy something. So they're reaching out to their friends and peers for recommendation and direction. On what they should they purchase. They've also, I think brands also haven't really managed their message either. I think that sometimes they don't come across as authentic. You know, they say what they're going to do, they make promises to customers, and then when the customer gets there, they don't deliver on them. And so there's a big gap between what the offer is and what the customer is going to receive.
So the customer wins. Customer wins every time.
Well, I don't know if the customer wins every time, but increasingly the customer is winning because brands are realising that there is power in influence, and unless that they close that gap in terms of delivering the promise, and unless they start creating great experiences for their customers, they're not going to be recommended. So therefore their organic growth reduces.
So would you then say for really any small business to large business, we need to look at a budget, you know, for customer experience just as much as a budget for marketing, sales and marketing. Is that right? And
that's where it's moving to. The marketer is the custodian of the customer. Always has been, and that's where experience is moving into their portfolio. You know, I don't know if brands really need a budget. I just think that they need to change a few things. They need to change their attitude, and they need to change their beliefs, and they need to put the customer at the centre of their decision making. And that is not throwing money at it. That is, you know, having, you know, being very conscious, having a higher consciousness about the customer and what the customer, how the customer respond to what they make and produce and develop and design. And that's also about co-creating with customers as well in terms of what the future looks like in innovation for customers.
So let's look at this whole area of co-creation. What are some things that really, if there's a business owner now listening in and thinking, yep,
totally agree. How would they navigate through an implementation, a strategy around co-creation? Is it just simply a matter of finding 10 customers, bringing them in and doing a focus group, or what?
I think the first start is to understand your customers' current needs. And that means getting out and talking to your customers. You know, one of our programs that we get organisations to adopt is walking in your customers' shoes, to put it simply. And that's not just for your managers or your middle staff. That's for all people through the organisation. That means asking the board of directors and the CEO and the C-suite to get out from behind their desks, pick up the phone and speak to a customer, or get in and serve a customer in store, and understand your customers' needs and what job they're trying to get done, and then start to create products and services around fulfilling that need. The next part is, once you understand that customers' need, is to start to do some future state mapping. In the future, what do our customers' needs? What are their expectations? And expectations are now changing so quickly, rapidly.
Absolutely, and keeping up with that consumer behaviour.
That's right.
Is a challenge in itself.
That's right. And we bring customers together to do that. We start to understand deeply customer behaviour and future customer behaviour.
Alex, you really do come across as the authority in this field, particularly this whole area of customer experiences and this customer-centred. Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've written a book on customer experience. I'm about to write and you hear it first, a second book. I have my.
Are we allowed to know what it's called?
No.
All right.
It's around customer-centric growth.
Yeah.
That's where my expertise. I write international and so being asked to speak on and empowering organisations to put the customer at the centre of their decision making.
And what's something that you're really looking forward to in the world right now? Is it that every organisation has that customer at the centre of everything that they do?
Absolutely, and Australian businesses are going to be forced to do that because arriving in Australia in the next 12 months is Amazon. And Amazon, from day one, Jeff Bezos put the customer at the centre of all their decision making. He developed around about 15 principles around customer-centric thinking, and 20 years on, Amazon has about 43% of all online sales in America. And that equates to about nearly $200 billion a year. Amazon's coming to this marketplace. So that means for Australian businesses, yes, digital is important. Yes, other business strategies to improve processes and systems are important. But what they fundamentally need to do is put the customer at the centre of their brand around all decision making.
Yeah, look, that's a real urgency and a call to action. Innovate now, important now.
Yes.
Or you'll find yourself.
That's right.
Alex, what do you love doing in your spare time? What is something that Alex does to recharge her tank?
I do a lot of things, but my kids are black run skiers, and so is my husband. And I'm not quite at that level, so it's a big challenge for me, but that's what I'm looking forward to
Alex,
do.
that sounds amazing. And look, again, thank you so much for sharing some of the insights and really a call for urgency of what we need to do specifically in this field. Really appreciate you coming here to the studio. But before you go, we have this little challenge that we love doing with every single guest that we have here on the show. And it's the 10 questions in 60-second challenge. So, Alex Allwood, do you accept the challenge?
Okay.
All right, Alex, your time starts now. Favourite colour?
Watermelon.
Watermelon, yeah. Favourite food?
Cheese.
Cheese. What, do you like blue cheese?
I like
It's my
them all.
favourite. I like them all. Love
Yes.
it. Favourite celebrity?
I like a little bit of comedy, so I'll go Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, yeah. Favourite actor?
Who's the Australian, not the Australian, the American actor? She's Devil Wears Prada and...
Who, our studio audience knows?
Meryl Streep.
Ah, gotta love Meryl Streep, absolutely. Favourite professional speaker?
Amy Cuddy, who does the power pose.
I love it, yeah, great TED Talk. Favourite book?
There's an author and he's a professor called Clayton Christensen.
Okay.
He writes a lot on innovation, customer innovation, and he is the thought leader on jobs to be done.
Great. You sound really, yeah, I love the way that you look at life. Favourite movie?
There's a movie on John Keats. Oh, I can't remember.
John
Keats,
Okay.
the poet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Next one.
Favourite city?
I love coming back to Sydney.
Yeah, come on, Sydney. Favourite drink?
I'm doing 50 weeks dry at the moment. It's a challenge. Stupid challenge. And so water is my best friend.
Come on. And favourite pizza topping?
I'm going to go a little bit left field. Pineapple.
Pineapple. Sweet and sour. Okay, and Alex Allwood, if you could be an animal, which animal would you be?
I think I'd be a giraffe.
A giraffe?
Yes.
Tell me more.
Very tall and elegant, can see all.
I love it. Alex Allwood, thank you so much for joining us here on the Celebrity Authority Show.
Our next TENx speaker is one of Australia's foremost experts on healing, working with thousands of people on the edge of life, death, has given her insight into how we cope with grief and loss. She is creating a worldwide movement, the changing society's perception from fear of death to the love of death. Today, she will inspire you to reflect, take action, and change the way you live your life. The future is you. Welcome to the stage, Sharon Muscet.
It was Easter Sunday and I was so excited as I watched my two little boys outside on their Easter egg hunt, collecting all the eggs that the Easter Bunny had left for them. And we went to the lounge room and we put them all on the floor and we divided them all up so they could eat them before their breakfast. It was some Easter Bunny. The next thing I remember is waking up. The paramedics surrounded me, working. They rushed me to the hospital. There was commotion all around me. There was doctors. surgeon. Leant over me and he gently whispered, "Sharon, you've had a heart attack." Only word get out to say to him, "No." My last word. Why? I thought today, and my life on is why I loved weeks of service for 20, 31-year-old Chris, 53-year-old David, and 57-year-old Andrew. That is all the age groups in this room. And I know because I've checked out every single one of your ages. I didn't. Their life meant something. They thought they had the rest of their life to live, but it was cut short through no fault of their own. There are no guarantees. Every single service, I walk away a changed person. I honour and I celebrate their life, but it's so much more. I learn all about love, and then I learn about life. And I hear the most extraordinary life lessons, which is why I wrote and I speak on the love of death. 7 life lessons that I've learned through loss that has changed my life. And I'm going to share with you today one of the 7 life lessons. And it's this. Live your best life. Undoubtedly, one of the most powerful stories I could share with you on living your best life is Dwayne. 45 when he lost his life. Dwayne was an extraordinary man, and it was the most powerful tributes I've ever heard in a service. Dwayne was a sensitive, he was a caring, intelligent man. It was impossible not to create a strong connection. Dwayne taught us fundamental lessons in life. The power within Dwayne gave us strength, passion, love, and unity. Dwayne lived life on his terms, and we will never meet a man again like Dwayne in our lifetime. And Dwayne, he was a complex contradiction of a man. He was strong, yet unassuming. He was a fierce fighter, yet he was passive and he was spiritual. Dwayne had the most extraordinary gift of communication. It was the most extraordinary gift I've ever heard. He only communicated through his eyes. Dwayne was born with cerebral palsy. He never spoke a day in his life. He never ate, and he lived his whole 45 years in his bed. Yet he created such impact in people's lives. Up until this point, I thought living your best life was about a bucket list ticking, bungee jumping, hot air ballooning, scuba diving, travelling the world. But it's not. Living your best life is about the impact that you create in this world. It's about how you choose to live every single day despite your obstacles. Look at Dwayne's. And it's living every single day like it is your last day. Dwayne knew he was on borrowed time. He lived it every day. I will forever be grateful for Dwayne, for the lesson he instilled in me. He left me a legacy. On what it truly means to live my best life is to positively impact the future now. I could ask you a question. If your life ended tomorrow, would you live it differently? And would you have regrets? Gandhi said, live to die tomorrow. All here with a purpose with it. That book you want to write, you need to write that. And you know that podcast you know is going to change lives? You need to launch that. And that obstacle that's holding you back, walk through it. And that incredible gift you have to the world. You need to use that now. You only have now. There is no past. We create our future by living our best life now. The future is you, and it's all in your... Because the best is yet to come. Thank you.
Hey guys, Sam, founder of Speakers Institute Tribe. In this class, I'm all about, one thing I've found as entrepreneurs, as experts, as authors, we need to aim. And also, we need to find ways how we can make money while we sleep. So in this video, I'm going to give you some real insights to what we do here to really help you go from where you are today to where you really want to be, so you're not just getting paid while you're doing the work, but you're also getting paid while you sleep. Everything from an online program all the way through to products and so on and so forth. But really the key insight here is the long-term game. So I'm going to show you exactly what we're doing currently here. So I've just recently got off stage here in front of about 4,000 people here at USANA, which is a multi-level marketing organization. Now I negotiated with the client, and my negotiation was that I will half my fee if they will allow us to sell on stage. Now my fee obviously was very expensive, so I still got a decent fee, but also I then got to sell on stage. However, the sell wasn't necessarily like a $3,000 boot camp or anything at all like that. All it was a $100 price point. One thing I've found is what we need to do is we need to look for ways how we can get them inside our integrated product funnel. And we talk a lot more about this, but basically it's about giving them something for free first, then a smaller price item, then a little bit larger, all the way up through to one-on-one, which is obviously should be your largest priced item, because obviously time equals money, and when they've got you one-on-one time, you should be charging absolute through the roof for that. So in this video here, I'm going to share with you a little bit more about what I did here at this gig. So first of all, I've got two of my main pieces of product, which is my book Balance Forward, as you can see there, and also here's my latest book, which is Story Showing. So we put both of these books in together as a package package, and even if someone wanted just one book, they obviously would have to buy both books in order for them to at least just get one book. So one thing I found, particularly whenever you're packaging things, package it to one price, one product. Don't try and have 5 or 6 individual products, just simply have one. That way it's really easy transaction and it's easy for them to buy. However, as part of this package here, because I wanted to make it a $100 item, now if I made it $95, then we'd have to give $5 change back, and you don't really want to be doing too much changing, particularly when there's a big line of people waiting. And just then we literally sold about 400 to 500 of them within the space of about half an hour. So what we've actually got in this package as well is we've got a card. So as you can see, Speakers Institute, and in here, do it here, in this here part of it here back, where they number, that is there, then go online themselves, and we get all their contact. We have this $5 for our online program, and whenever we launch something, an email, or we can even send them an SMS or whatever it is, and it's to get people connected into your LMS. You're learning, actually giving them something, $100 for all of our online products. Also on top of this, obviously there is a bookmark, and in this bookmark here, if you turn it around, you've actually got a really cool little scan code here for all of our current and upcoming events in every single state and territory, as well as also obviously all our contact details. But this one here is also something else which we're giving in this package. This here is our ticket for our next event as well. So as you can see here, it's a really, really great package. They get the 2 books, they get the $500 gift card, as well as also the bookmark, as well as also their ticket to the next event, and all of that there in a package is only $100. So it's a really quick and easy sale. A lot of them are paying cash, a few of them are paying on card, and it's a really, really quick way. But one thing I really like about this package here, guys, it is all about long term. And what we mean by long term is to get them connected into the system, such as only $100, but clearly they've got a couple of my books, which is some great content there. But then when they register, and obviously everyone wants to claim a $500 voucher, we get their home address, we get their email address, we get their mobile number, etc. Then they can go online, they can access that, they can put in their reward card, and then they can start buying some online things as well. So on our Speakers Institute Access LMS, Learning Management System, we have 5 or 6 different courses there, and they're all around $295 each. So then that means then that they can buy one for $295, but then if they wanted to buy a second for $295, they'll have to then put in their credit card details for them to buy that second one. So it's a great way how anyone at all out there can package their information in a way that you can get paid while you sleep. Yes, guys, you've got to do the hard work. You've got to set up your systems. You need to set up your learning management system. You also need to set up your course, your online course, whether it's a video course or video plus workbook or whatever it is. But you know something, I assume that you're intelligent enough to get the hard work done. So this is a really good way that you can sell at the back of the room for not a huge price point, but actually just that entry-level price point for you to get people just into your integrated product funnel. And so then the next thing then we can sell is our $3,000, $4,000 boot camp. Then the next thing we can sell is our $15,000 protege, or obviously all the way up through to one-on-one with me. So guys, I really hope that this video has really added value to you guys as our tribe members, and really looking forward to seeing many of you at our Speakers Tribe Conference. If you haven't registered yet, make sure you do, speakerstribeconference.com. And always remember, the best is yet to come. See you guys soon.
How many of you have ever felt that there is something wrong or missing in your digital product? I came to Speaker Institute Boot to find my story and how to share my story within my organization. What I learned here is bigger stage. You have to make your story in such a way that you can share to the entire world. Over the past 13 years, I have worked with different businesses around the globe, helping them build their product by understanding their customers closely. While working with these businesses and my own company in digital space, I found out that there are 3 principles that if you implement in your digital product, the chances of your product being successful will be high.
The one thing that we have seen is you have found to share with the world. Keep going and ending for everybody.
Put all my learnings boot camp and my skills back on the Speaker Institute to take my presentation to next level. Anyone who is in a management position in any company should give a try once to the Speaker Institute. Thank you.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode here at Speakers TV. My name is Sam Cawthorne and we are super excited about Speakers TV and about these episodes that we bring to you every single weekday as well as also on every single Saturday. Guys, we'd love to hear from you. If you've got any feedback at all for us, or maybe you want to comment right now in the chat bar about what was your biggest takeaway from today's session. But also not only that, why don't you join us? So here at Speakers Institute, we do have a number of programs such as our online boot camps or our protege program. At Speakers Tribe here, we're all about running these big, large annual conferences every year. But also not only that, there is an annual membership that you can get where in your city we do have tribe gatherings, all really encouraging you going from where you are today to where you really want to be. Or maybe you want to tell your friends and your family about Speakers TV. But can I please encourage you, why don't you like this page? Why don't you join us each day? Why don't you tell other people about these episodes? Because we are all about really helping journey to becoming that recognized voice of authority for you to find your message and your story and get that out there into the world. We are super excited about your journey, so please lean in and join us today. To your success, my name is Sam Cawthorne, and don't forget, the best is yet